because of your saying that, and because, noting guys like Messi and stuff like that, Titas, can you pull up Zlatan? Have you ever seen Zlatan Ibrahimović? Do you know who that is? Yeah. Have you seen him do that weird bend down thing that he does?
Insane. That's literally like an exercise that we train that you start like assisted that I do all the time. Everyone sends that to me when he does it. Okay. That's literally, Zlatan's knees are as far over his toes as he can. I'm not saying that the solution is to work through pain on that, but I'm just saying the best of the best can do this kind of shit, right. And that would have I would have cringed, to look at this, but now I can do this kind of stuff.
Yeah. So then how specifically, because you didn't even necessarily go through it, how to train that then? I mean, if he's doing that, I mean, okay, we've touched on a couple of it. I've seen you do a kind of lunge, knee over toe squat.
If you go to my Instagram page, I posted that yesterday. Okay. So if you go to my Instagram page and look at my most recent post, you'll see me training that position in a safe manner. Okay. That's TikTok. Yeah.
You knees over toes on Instagram as well? Go to Instagram, Titas. You're in YouTube.
Instagram is where I started and where I have the most followers.
Did you really? You started on Instagram?
I used to only do Instagram. Only recently have I done YouTube and TikTok. Okay. This post.
Oh, wow.
This is so safe to start with two hands. Now notice that's step 6. Okay. So it's not like I'm even jumping into that. It's always optional. So these other exercises help to then be able to do that. Okay. And then back out of that one, and you'll see that I also do a version essentially where, all right, look at the post under that where I'm about to jump off something. All right. So I also do this exercise. Watch the landing and watch me put the knees over my toes without assistance. Whoa. You see that? So I also do this where I do that exercise with full control, but you can't get if you noticed when Zlatan did it, he was in a position more like when I land, right there. Yeah. So that's a position the body can hold. Now, if you take it all the way back, just by the nature of it, you'll probably lose balance or fall over. Okay. Obviously, it's safer someone to start with assistance and get into those positions and gradually turn on the muscles. But when I teach that exercise, it's taught from a perspective of you probably don't need this to have a good quality of life, but it might prevent you from having a major injury or unlock some additional quad gains, because from Zlatan to Michael Jordan has often landed in that position and he pops up fine. And I can show you video after video of other NBA players landing in that position and tearing their knee and really destroying their career. So it's you probably don't need to do that full lean back, maximum knees over toes. You probably don't need to do that. If you wanted to, if you couldn't, and the top athletes can, well, my job is at least to show you a safe, route to get there. Right. So usually it would be progressing from assisted, and then a good mark would be, I'll just show you here. It's a good rule of thumb would be with the glutes locked. So notice the glutes are so I can't use my hip. Right. Being able to your heels for 25 reps. But notice what's occurring in my body. Knees over toes is the only thing. So this is like a push-up for knee bulletproofing. But if that hurt, then you'd be making yourself worse probably by trying to push through the pain. You see what I mean? Yeah. So it's gradual. So that's also step 6. So you have even if you never did that, you'd probably be able to do that if you did steps 1 through 5. I like having a variety of tools. Notice I said with the Nordic, we do it once a week. I feel like you can get into trouble by trying to say what's the number one exercise and then overdoing that. So I like having some tools, and you can see now, it's cold. I can do that shit cold now. You know what I mean? But when I was the slowest guy on the team and was having knee surgeries, I probably would have injured myself trying to do that. So of course, basketball has become easy now, whereas the same game used to be hard, but I train my muscles. Anyone can get better at push-ups. That was just a push-up for my quads. Thing. I get it. And
so a soccer
player, You don't even need. I'd have my whole team where at the end of practice, I'd have my guys, everyone able to do 25 of those without pain. And if they did have pain, I wouldn't criticize them for the pain. I would regress it, and they would then put in extra work to be able to do that without pain.
Sure.
If guys finish their soccer practice doing 20, you'd probably have the hardest kicking fucking team too. If your team could all do Nordics, if you could all do Nordics and those knees over toes squats, holy shit.
Before we get going, my friends, Goluremi Nation is coming. Fight Club for footballers. The very first one ever. More on that soon. If you want to know about that, if you want to be a part of the early release, go right down below. This is the very first time we are offering something of this nature, and it is going to be absolutely out of control.